Is that even recording? Hey, it's been a while. I've just been moving, so I've found a new place that I'm moving to, so I haven't posted in a while. Today I have my friend here, Jenny, and we've been friends for about 17 years now. We've gone through a lot together, so I thought I'd bring her onto the channel and get a woman's point of view on some subjects and hear her opinions as well, and what I think of them too. So today's subject, we're going to talk about ghosting and blocking in relationships and people in dating in general, from dating apps and previous relationships.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, like, when is it okay for you to ghost someone? And to me, I feel like as long as you've met them once or gone on a date, whether it's like an official date or like just a quick coffee, whatever it is, if you've seen them once and the conversation is still going, or they're still you guys are still engaged in some sort of way, and then you lose interest, at that point in time you should at least message and just be like, hey, you don't see it going anywhere, but you appreciate the time that they've given you.
Yes.
How much they've shared with you about themselves so far, and leave it at that. Like, you don't have to just ghost.
Okay.
So that to me is a bare minimum. Like,
yeah,
as long as there's been one date and it's still going, or you guys are still talking,
okay,
then at least have the decency then. I think anything before that you don't really have to, because you haven't seen them in person yet. So
yes,
it's kind of easier to just let the conversation die.
It's not really ghosting, it's like you've both not interested in each other.
Like,
so
after seeing them?
Yeah, like after seeing them, and maybe you go on one date, and after seeing them you're kind of like, oh, I didn't really like click with this person, so we can talk. They might be talking to each other for a bit, and like, how's your day going and everything, and things just die down slowly.
Yeah,
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
But if it's someone that you actually been going out with, like, and actually had something with, and a connection, and you know, time you've been meeting up, I feel like it's wrong to ghost, because that's
absolutely,
because it's not fair for the person. And me personally, I feel like it's very reasonable for me to explain myself to a woman. If I am not interested in it and I've been seeing her, I will sit her down and I will talk to her and let her know these are the reasons why, and I think that we're not compatible like that.
Yeah.
But I'm also open as well, if a woman, like, if I didn't feel like a connection, but a woman actually came up to me and said, like, can we work on this?
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll be open to it, because it's quite attractive that she's taken that path, and that's really rare though.
Yeah.
But in my world of ghosting, truth is, in the past I have ghosted girls.
Oh, yes, so have I.
But not in a way that, hey, you want to go out or anything like that, and I've said nothing. I actually give them an answer and say, no, I'm busy or something like that.
Yeah.
But I have been ghosted as well, and I have ghosted people in the past too. But in saying that, it's just because they weren't carrying the conversation or giving enough for me to keep going with the conversation. So it's a breakdown in communication. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I've definitely ghosted people before, but that was more so like in my earlier days, like when I was like early 20s.
Yeah, that's okay.
But ever since, like, from like, I'll probably say mid 20s, I always would say something to let them know that, like, I'm not interested. And that's how I've been. And I feel like treat others the way I want to be treated. So if I don't want someone to ghost me, then I should display the same amount of respect for that other person, because I don't know exactly how they're feeling.
Yes.
So letting them know where I'm at and that I don't see it moving forward, gives them the peace of mind to not waste time on emotions that don't need to be had for me. And they can go and spend their energy on something that's more important, or like move on.
I guess for me personally, thinking about all this, is that everybody is a unique individual to themselves. So they do have their own time.
Yeah.
And you got to empathize with people's feelings and where they're at in life, whether they want a genuine relationship or they want something else, or they chasing the next best thing constantly in their mind, you know. And I think that there are some people that just want to date for the sake of dating. So they will just ghost people straight after, because that's all they know. They don't actually, people don't sit down and actually look at themselves these days and go, oh, what am I doing wrong? What can I improve?
Yeah.
And then
it's definitely a selfish thing to do.
So the easiest thing is to do is just not to talk to someone and ghost. It's because they actually don't know how to talk to someone or communicate their feelings.
Yeah. I think the thought of sitting someone down. It doesn't even have to be a sit down. Like you can literally just text.
The sit down. Yeah, text.
Sit down is a little bit more, like it's a little bit more full on, and it's like, you know, it's a little bit of a nervous situation to like be in because you don't want to see the other person when you're telling them. Like it's hard to take in, but like at least message. So I was gonna say, one, I don't know if this is a hunch or if I'm right about this or if it's even going in the right direction, but I feel like maybe for a guy, the fact that they don't want to text and say like things are not going to go anywhere for them, it's one, they don't want to have that conversation or like answer the questions that the girl might have, because they probably don't know how to answer her without offending her. And then two, having to deal with somebody else's emotions just because of the decision that they've made. So they're avoiding the subject altogether. Because there's a lot, like you don't know if that the girl's going to be like, okay, no worries, that's fine. I respect your decision. Like your emotions are your emotions. I'm not going to project what I want onto you. But then the flip side is they could go apeshit and really interrogate, like they would interrogate you to try and find an answer just to help them move on. And that could happen.
That has happened to me in the past.
So
that women would just blasting me with messages, and I was like, this is a bit too much for me. Now that I'm a lot older, I felt like I should have given them a reason, even if they blasted me that conversation, because it comes down to communication. And I felt now that I'm a lot older and I think about it now, I feel like I wish I had just spoken to them and communicated to them in a gentle way that they would understand and have some closure. And I feel like, you know, giving an answer and not ghosting is something that I would prefer to do.
I think like if anything is ending, like put yourself in the shoes of the other person. Think about how they would feel. You don't have to give feedback in a way that offends them. You just have to be honest.
Yes, definitely.
Like it's all about the tone and the words you choose.
So I hope you guys like that. That was a bit of an insight into ghosting, what our opinions on it, and life experience.
Well, from what I've said, it also applies to ladies. Not just to guys. And
these are just our own personal opinions and what has happened to us in the past. So it doesn't apply to everyone, but if you feel like you can take something from it, we're glad to help. I couldn't take my eyes off you. Got this piece of croissant. I've been looking down a lot. In my thinking phase, I should be looking at you.
And my crumb.
And your crumb as well. It's a bit distracting.